Hey everybody, this is Tarot Squirrel. I'm here with Robin Deer to interview Natalie Meraki. Meraki, fuck yeah! Oh, sorry. I had to. Paul did that and I had to do it. Sorry. Natalie. Natalie's an artist, a tarot deck creator, a creator in general, a publisher, a mommy, and an all-around weirdo. Natalie just got news that she's going to be hosting an iHeartRadio session, or what is it?
Yeah, it's an iHeartRadio show. So it's a new show on TFR. So TFR is on iHeartRadio.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about that. When does that begin?
What was that?
When does that begin?
That is the first show is tomorrow, Saturday night, May 25th at 9 p.m. Pacific.
And what will it be about?
Well, it's going to cover disgustingly relatable, irreverent, and real life tarot type topics for your esoteric entertainment.
And what do you mean by that? I love that. Disgustingly relatable. Tell me about this.
Yeah, well, we don't have a lot of boundaries. Everybody kind of talks about what they want, and it does kind of get to where, the normies, the Chads and Karens, we call them, might say, "Ew, that's gross," and so I call it disgustingly relatable because, just
Because bitches might get disgusting.
right.
That's okay. I'm like all out of order here. But that's one of the things that I absolutely love about you. You bring a sense of humor in, you bring a sense of almost bordering ridiculousness, but you make it a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Well, that's what I told you when I first asked you to join my group. I was like, Sharon, like this is going to be ridiculous. Are you ready? And you're like, I am so ready.
We got so many other forums out there that are wow. Best word for 'em is pompous. Um
Stuffy.
Stuffy. Oh yeah, stuffy.
Yeah.
And chastising of anything that they don't agree with. And one of the things, and I know you have more forms than just Tarot Mood, but I absolutely love Tarot Mood. I do want to talk about that. But before we get to everything you're doing, I'd really like to know how did you get started in tarot? What brought you into our world?
Into the dark side.
Yes, the devil's Uno.
Yeah.
Wait, wait, before you start talking about that, I know I need to hear you talked about a tarot ho song. I want to hear your song.
Okay, so in our group on Facebook, Tarot Mood, when we do a little show together, we always call it the Tarot Ho Show, and we've got a little opening song that we do. So I'll do it for you guys.
I'm so ready.
We were doing a show about the devil's Uno when Satan came right out and asked to play. We said, "You sure you wanna do this?" He said, "I ain't that bitch Anubis." We said, "Well, these here cards will fuck up your whole day."
And that is the embodiment.
Of the ridiculousness.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Uh, uh, I'll let you answer the first question. My
Okay.
brain, I have so many questions for you. But how did you get into the tarot?
Oh, well, about 2012, I was gifted a deck and just kind of read the little booklet that came with it. I thought it was cute. I was into some witchy stuff. I had like these dreams of taking my motorhome and making it into like a gypsy wagon.
Oh yeah.
And, but that's kind of where it ended. I wasn't too studied up on it or anything. And then about 2015 is when I really started getting into researching it, and that was because I I was feeling really, really depressed. I was feeling very powerless, and like a victim, and I was feeling very ashamed or shamed, and I just was I was not happy. I was just really down. And so I reached out to a lady in town, Sarah Hadley, that wrote a book called Mindful Energy. And I asked her about magic. And she really helped me understand how energy works and the simplicity of, taking control of your life and empowering yourself through energy and through magic. And that just got me into all sorts of esoterica, especially my tarot cards because I had them, but I really went off on all kinds of metaphysical research. But then I started doing readings for friends about around that time. And then I started doing readings professionally. I made myself a little site. But yeah, I didn't really get into tarot until September last year, as far as it being my whole life like it is now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's ironic. I think 2018 was one of those years where a lot of people started all of a sudden taking tarot very seriously as far as wanting to get in depth, to get real with the cards. These are real life. This is not fluffy. It's not a huge superstition. This is a real tool. So yeah, that's awesome. 2018 is the year.
Yeah.
My Facebook timeline was very publisher of children's book, very clean, very cute. Like there was no, as far as anybody knew, there was no witchcraft in my life. I was very in the closet, And then I just, one day I was listening to this video on YouTube of this delightfully quirky man going through the whole 78 cards. It's like an hour and a half. I think it's actually split into 2 videos, but just the way I was really stoned. Marijuana is legal in my state. Just the way that he said everything, and it was filtering through my stoner mind. I was just starting to come up with these like hilarious things to say. So I would screenshot the picture of the tarot card he was talking about, and then I'd write a little note on it on my iPad. And then I was like, I should make these into some little cards since I have all these artistry programs. And so I started making them basically like little comics with the little speech bubbles, what these cards were saying, and I'm like, I don't know where to share these. I can't share these on my clean personal timeline. I don't know what to do. I wasn't in any groups. I didn't know any tarot people really. I know like a lady in town, but she's not into my ridiculousness. She's always like, oh my God, Natalie. I'm like, look at this boring Dirtio account I made. And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, no, it's hilarious now. But so I joined all these groups and I was like, okay, I'm just going to put these out and see what people think. I remember always being like in my text, like, please don't ban me. Let me know if this isn't allowed, because I didn't want to get group grounded, Right. And so it was in, like Tarot Nerds and Tarot Readers Academy. I think Tarot Readers Academy is the tamest of them, which I surprisingly got a lot of support. And I would get, those big groups, sometimes everything gets lost in those really fast, all of your posts. Mm-hmm. And but mine were getting lots and lots of likes and like, oh, this is so helpful, thank you so much, where's the next one? These are so relatable, I totally get it now. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing this whole deck.
Hey,
that is awesome.
Yeah, and I had a couple haters. I had some people come at me and say this is disgusting, and I would usually try to relate to them as a human. Like, here, this is me being creative and and try to be nice to them. And then also I could just say nothing because everybody else would jump them and be like, get out of here with that.
Yeah, you get those people that really believe that tarot is only for seriousness, and I can respect that and I can leave that alone, but I do in my heart believe that they're missing so much.
Yes, because you learn having fun.
Right. And it has its time where it is serious. I mean,
yes.
You're serious with your clients and whatnot, but when professionals talking to professionals, it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, and we need to give each other room to each have our own angle. We can't all have the same angle. How boring, right?
Yes.
And yeah, I
Yes.
don't even read. Sometimes I ask my clients when they send in a reading request, do you want funny Natalie or do you want serious Natalie? Because I don't want anybody being like, hey, I thought you were funny, bitch.
Right. Do you want Natalie or do you want Natalie with sprinkles?
Right. We should probably make that the official terminology of how I ask.
I love it. Yes. And there are actually people who want that funny Natalie in the reading.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
Yeah.
still get all the information they need. They just have fun with it.
Well, and I try to make it relatable, so it's not just funny. It's actually they might get the information they need even better. It's going to get through to them even more because they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, I get that." And when you're laughing about something, it sticks to your memory better.
Right. You
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, you're
'Cause
like,
you're
"Oh,
given so much information in a reading, right?
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm." Yeah, I always send a picture of the cards as well. Do you guys do that?
Yes, I have to because the visual is so important to me. And
Mm-hmm.
when they can see it too, like, oh my God, I see that. I see that.
Right.
It's right there. Robin?
I do. Yeah, I absolutely do. And I typically record them. I record them because you can't remember all that stuff. And here,
I do too.
take it with you or you record it, whatever works best so that you remember. Here, you have paper, take notes,
Mm-hmm.
what you were thinking at the time I said that. And then we can talk about it later. Whatever you want to do, however you want to work it. But yeah, I would want Natalie with sprinkles, please.
Yeah, me too. I love Natalie with or without sprinkles. Now,
Whipped cream.
I'm going to bust your chops a little bit here, okay?
Uh-oh,
Uh-oh.
dum dum dum.
Okay, so here's Natalie. She's creating a tarot deck. She's got tarot forums out the yazoo. She made her own tarot forum that is wildly popular because it is that safe environment where we can be who we are. And we get serious in there too. We do. But all this time up until last night, Natalie, you were hiding your tarot life, your whole world from the people around you, weren't you?
Yeah, up until last night. What do you mean?
Up until as you were last month.
Oh yeah, yep. I just I didn't feel like it was anybody's business. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. I felt like I'm getting over growing up with an extremely Christian family. I am so tired of being shamed. So I had to heal from that. It took me a while. And honestly, I still think that I am being a little bit of a coward on my page. If you look at my page, my personal timeline, it's very clean still. And of anything that might annoy anybody. I said the F word on it the other day and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But that was your
It's a
personal
place.
page. Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
there's a time and a place. I feel like I'm sort of struggling with like how much do I want to be myself in this place where I know I have a lot of people that would not like this. But I also now have a lot of people that are into it, a lot of tarot. I've built through these groups all this whole tarot community of friendship. And so now they're almost outnumbered, my Christian friends. And, I that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna come out here a little bit and I'm gonna talk to my tarot friends. And I usually do that in my group, but I had a lot of friends that weren't in my group, and so I was like, I'm just gonna be myself and let everybody know what I'm doing, and it was fine. And I haven't lost any Facebook friends over it. I don't care if I've lost any respect, to be honest, because that's what being a weirdo is being brave, you know.
Yeah, and that was
It is
really
brave.
brave. I mean, I watched you post on your personal page, "Hey, I'm into tarot," and I was so that is very hard to do,
Yeah.
especially, we're in pretty deep Bible belts. So I was just like, wow, that took some balls.
And my
It
Facebook
does.
page, for personal timeline, might as well be the Bible Belt.
I come out right in the middle of a college.
Oh wow.
I
Yeah.
did. Yeah, coming out of that tarot closet, it was quite the experience, and I was terrified of retribution, of other people's reactions, and
Mhm.
while I was doing it, I thought, no, this is me. Love me, hate me, laugh at me, point. I do too. It's okay.
Right.
I have all those feelings about me too. It's fine.
Yeah, I totally get it.
And so you were talking about the depression that you had before you started looking into the metaphysical. Are you able to get a better handle on that now with the tarot cards, with everything you've learned? I mean, I'm watching you grow just so fast.
Mhm. Yeah, especially this last since September has been so much growth. I can't even believe it. But basically, what I do when I'm having a hard time with something and I don't understand is I just get online and I Google it and I watch videos and I read articles, and that understanding of what the hell is going on with me has been where I get my huge changes in. Because once I understand what I'm doing, I'm like, oh God, like I cannot do that anymore. You know?
That makes a whole lot of sense because all of it gives you such deep understanding about yourself and the other people around you.
Right. Well, the tarot, so like the way that tarot comes into that is the community. It's not that the cards have given me, I know it does for a lot of people, but me personally, it hasn't that the cards have given me that much insight into myself. It's been these people that I'm meeting through that are into tarot. The kind of people that are into tarot are insightful people, you know, and they are the kind of people that are really taking time to kindly tell me, Natalie, this is what you're doing. I feel like a lot of people will either lose their shit on you or they will not say anything at all. And that makes me even more upset when people are just being cowards. Like, tell me.
Right. Right. So do you ever read for yourself?
Sometimes, but listen, I'm not I'm not saying that I'm over my depression completely, and I can be quite negative on myself. And so I tried to do a reading for myself last night, and all I see is negativity in the cards. I can't,
Yeah.
and it's not always like that. So I know when that happens, and I do try to read for myself that I must be in a negative space. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah, and when that happens, just put them away. Say, I'm beating
yep,
myself up. I'm
I
beating
did.
myself up.
Yeah, I point at them and go, "You're being stupid. You're going back in your box. Fine." No.
Yeah, well, they say that, your reading is a reflection of you. It has nothing to do with the cards. When you're reading for yourself, and I believe that for me, I can feel that because like, okay, so in Tarot Mood, when we do the daily tarot abuse posts that Mazarine does, she's so funny. We each post our daily reading in the thread. She has a theme for the day. It's always really funny, and we post roast my reading hashtag. So that means everybody else give your opinion on my reading. We give our version, and then they give their opinion. Mine is always so negative, and everybody else is always like, "Look at all the hope in these cards," and I'm like, I just can't do this for myself, obviously.
Wow, yes, sometimes it takes a little while to work out. With all the positive going on in your life and all the love you're getting from everybody.
Right. Oh, and that makes it okay. All my anxiety and everything. If I didn't have all this, I'd be a wreck.
What I love is just the general, if somebody's depressed and they can put in there, I'm depressed, and there's not other people saying, what are you depressed for? Think of all the good in your life. They're like, oh
Yeah.
honey, I understand that you're depressed. If I was,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like there's actually time to be depressed. There's time to be silly. There's time to be any emotion that we're going through. And I find
Yeah.
that invaluable.
You're supposed to feel them all. And yeah, that have now Sharon and Robin, have you been to the depression thread in the announcement section of Terra Mood Group?
I
No.
don't get depressed. No.
That is, it has over 500 memes that we've collected in it. It just started like when I first started the group, I put like this post if you're depressed. And everybody, I think we only have like 40 likes, but it's got all these memes because people just every time they find a meme, they stick it in there. So it is hilarious. It's just tragic and wonderful. You guys have to check it out. It's in the announcements.
I will definitely check
Absolutely.
that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to because I'm a big meme person. I love memes.
They are so
And
educational. They
they,
are.
yeah, they touch me in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the depression, basically what gave me that empowerment that I needed was realizing that I'm in charge of my energy, and that I really understood to be true and felt really resonated with me, and I feel that, and so that gave me the power. And the cards, I don't need the power to like see the future or I don't need the power of the cards, but they are fun. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They are pieces of paper. And you use them as a tool to connect with the universe or with yourself.
Yeah, they're just my favorite tool. They're beautiful, they're interesting. They're there's so much such as psychology in them, and
Mhm.
they're very interesting. If you look at I was looking at other kinds of cards like Lenormand and such, and I was like just really in awe of the intricacy of tarot. And then every time I do a reading for somebody and it's right on, I mean, I don't even worry about it. I don't even worry. I know it's going to be right on whatever I say, and that is amazing to me.
Yeah, you
That is
trust it.
amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I'm nervous before every reading.
Oh,
Doesn't
really?
matter who I'm reading for. I always get a little nervous. You don't still get just a little nervous before a reading and oh my God, what if I'm wrong?
Mm-mm.
That's awesome.
That is
I'm.
awesome.
It's never happened. It's not happened one time where somebody said that is complete bullshit. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, you're right. Exactly right. So I get a little nervous and then as soon as I start talking, it kind of goes away. But at the end, and they're like, wow, that was really insightful and that meant a lot to me. And I'm like, really? Wow. Yay. Yay.
Could you say that again, please? Yeah. No, Robin's pretty spot on. Um, I know you'll be doing some live readings on your radio show, won't you? You'll actually have people who can call in and ask for readings, right?
Yes, you can call the show, and I'm going to be doing so on the first show. We have Morton. I'm not going to say his last name. It's Agerfeld.
Lagerfeld.
Agerfeld.
There's some in there somewhere.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to check out his new tarot book, it's on my website at tarotmood.com.
Love
But
it.
he's going to be our first guest, and so what we're going to do for readings, every caller gets a blob reading when they call in after they talk about whatever they want to talk about, or before whatever they want. And so Morton's going to do the reading, and then I'm going to like mystery science theater it and make it into a bad tarot reading.
God, yes.
I can't wait.
Oh no, I cannot. So this is going to be fun, and I know you'll be talking to Morton throughout the whole thing, and he's really a lot of fun. He is
He is
so much fun. Where
very
can
fun.
we go to hear? What is the link so we can
Yeah.
come hear your radio show as it's live?
Yeah, it's just tfrlive.com. And when you go there, since I'm the live show on at that moment, I'll be right there on the front. You can push listen. Um,
So that's T. Thomas F. Frank R. Robert.
yep, it's for Truth Frequency Radio, is what it stands for.
Got it.
TFR Live. And also, if you have iHeartRadio, you can just click on the TFR station. And my show is called Tarot Mood. I just kept it all the same across the board.
That's
Sweet.
perfect.
Yeah, that makes it really easy to find you.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts tomorrow. That's May 25th, Saturday at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, which is
Mm-hmm.
technically the 26th, but we're still awake, so it's still Saturday.
And you can always catch the replay too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Will you be posting the videos after they're live? Will you be posting them on Tarot Mood or anywhere for us to catch, or can we actually go to the iHeartRadio to catch the old episodes?
Yeah, just go to the iHeartRadio to catch the old episodes. I'll be sharing links in the group with everybody. But yeah, just if you're looking for it, you can just go to TFR Live, and it's really simple to find me there. You just go to more shows or whatever if I'm not right up there on the front, and it'll list at all the hosts. So
Okay.
Robin, you got any more questions for Natalie? You want to pick her brain?
Yeah, Natalie, do you have any tattoos?
no. Oh wait, no, I do have a tattoo that I forget about because it's on the back of my neck.
I was gonna say there is no way you don't have tattoos. What is it? What is it?
Oh, it is okay. This pisses me off so much. So my friend from high school and I, like, we were about 22. We went on a trip from Montana. It was a road trip, 2 weeks, Montana over to Seattle, down the whole coast of Mexico, and back up. But we
Nice.
stopped in Venice Beach, and I'm like, we're young. I wouldn't do this now, but I was like, let's get tattoos. Let's get friendship tattoos. We're on Venice Beach. We have to get tattoos.
Absolutely. Mhm.
And so it's a little kanji that says friend. It's for friend, because my friend and I were both going to get the tattoos. They were going to be friendship tattoos. But he did not get his.
Ah,
Yep.
weenie.
Yes, and a man named Wolf did my tattoo, and when I got up, when I was done, he slapped my ass.
Yeah.
That's for
Nice.
good luck.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really glad that you asked about my tattoos, Robin.
Nice story.
What
Next
about
question.
you?
Oh, I have many. I have many tattoos.
Oh, cool.
I'm a tattooed freak. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Nothing on my neck yet, but being 50, it's kind of frowned upon. So I'm thinking maybe next week that might happen. No.
You're like, it's taboo, so I'm gonna do it.
Doing it.
I have
Yes.
one on my left breast that I got when I was 16. It's a crimson unicorn. Well, it's not crimson anymore. It's kind of like a faded out gray unicorn. And when I got it, my mom was like, "You're gonna regret that when you turn 40, because gravity works, and that unicorn is gonna mope." And yep, that's one mopey ass unicorn.
Got a really long face. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I do. My very first one was also above my left breast, and it's a little devil having a tantrum. He's in a little diaper, and he's just like screaming at his little fingers, his little snicker snacker hanging out there, and it's like that
Well,
was me
at
at the
least with
time.
the devil, they have saggy diapers sometimes. So
He's just having a fit. It's so funny. Yeah, I still have him. He's tiny. You can cover him with a dime. But
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
he's still the
Cute.
same size. I just want to put that out there.
bitch.
Next question. Yeah, next question.
Okay.
What are you wearing? No. I'm teasing.
Nothing, honey. No.
Oh
That's
man.
what I like to hear. That's my girl right there. Little squirrely, little squirrel bait.
I'm all boring and dressed.
I do want to put out there, anybody who's doing Facebook. I know there's not a whole lot of people doing Facebook these days because I understand it's for old people. But yeah, if you guys are into tarot, and Tarot Mood is an awesome group. I hope you don't mind if I put that out there.
No, thank
I have a
you.
lot of fun. I get a good chuckle every single day from posts.
Aw.
Yeah, everybody's so supportive. But man, there's some funny shit that happens there. Holy cow.
Oh my God, yes.
It's
And
It's
serious
brilliant.
stuff too.
Mhm.
There is serious stuff, and I take that in stride, but man, it's the ridiculousness that made Sharon say, "Hey, I have a ridiculous friend. Hey, Robin." You
I'm
just-
so glad she brought you. And you know what I can't believe is, out of that group, which is now like 1,060 members, I never have to take. I had to take down one post, and it was Bob Smithy's, which we all know that he is Tarot Mood's sweetheart. But there was a post
Yes.
that was really, really, really naughty, and it was right when he started, and I didn't want the group to turn on him, so I copy and pasted it for him, and I gave it back to him, and I deleted it. But I can't believe that I never have to delete any post. Everyone is so, like, I don't want to say well behaved, because we like to be not well behaved, but we're on the same page.
respectful.
Yeah. What
I've
I
never seen
love.
anybody disrespectful of each other.
Right.
Yeah, because like you'll have somebody who's just learning. This is what I like. the most. Somebody who's just learning, they can ask a question and say, how do I do this? And everyone who answers, like in other forums, you see, no, that's wrong, or you're not supposed to do this. But in this one, everyone says, here's what I do. If this works for you, try it. And everybody else does the same thing. There's no bickering and there's no, you can't do it that way, you're stupid, blah, blah, blah. Everybody
Mhm.
says, this is how I do it. See if it works for you.
Right.
Yeah.
I only
It,
had one person disagree with me once, and that was when I believe I had said something to the effect of tarot cards are only a piece of paper with ink and they're covered in plastic. That's all they are. They're a tool. And of course, there are a lot of people that, they just venerate them. They're just like, oh, it's my tarot, and they're just so
blasphemy.
sacred. And I can't believe you just said that. And so that one person disagreed with me, but, I come back respectfully and, hey, whatever works for you. And then they tried to kind of reiterate how, wrong I am about it, but we ended up just, it was fine. You didn't get this thread of 50 comments and, oh my God, I can't believe you just
Right.
blasphemed the
Things
tarot,
de-escalate very
yeah.
quickly. There was one time when this girl called Amy Foster a fat. She called
Mm,
her a fat bitch or whatever.
What?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sitting there. I like to let people, handle things themselves, but I saw this happen in the comments, and I'm sitting there waiting to see what Amy does. And within 5 minutes, that girl was saying, "You know what, guys? I was being a clown. I'm sorry. You guys are great." I mean, it could have gone so differently. That girl could have
yeah,
been booted immediately, but
yeah.
we just talked to each other, and it was like, it was turned around right away. So,
Right.
Yeah, I think the only thing that ever bothered me, and this was a while back, and I think it was just my miscommunication. One of the girls had asked, she said she had an appointment with a psychic, and the psychic had asked for a few questions and what was proper to ask. And I think they were joking because I was just overwhelmed because a whole bunch of in a tarot in the tarot community, oh, she's a psychic, she's supposed to already know. And
yeah, I saw that.
I was like, "Grah!" And you like instantly messaged me, "Are you okay?"
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I'm just like keeping an eye on those threads. I see what's happening, but I just, I like to let people be themselves. And for me to come in and say, "Oh, what's going on here, guys?" I just feel like
Yeah.
stops that in its tracks. But I do want to make sure everybody's okay, though. So I was like, "Okay, are you all right?"
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just a matter of everybody is usually really respectful. They realize that it's a community that understands that we all have a different approach, but it's also a community that loves to have fun and really loves to be there for each other.
Yeah.
I noticed that when somebody posts that they're having a hard time with anything, everybody loves to be there for them. They're right on it. Isn't that nice?
It's
It is.
amazing.
Which just makes me excited about this radio show that you're going to do. I did want to ask about that actually. So you're going to have Morton on there, who you mentioned his book real quick. I want to say I loved that book.
Yes.
Anybody who's into some funny and tarot, just read that. It's just a good book. But so are you going to always have a guest? Are you going to interview? Are you guys going to work as a team, or do you think that you're going to do this? Is it going to be mostly solo?
I'm going to always have a guest. So I plan on having about 10 minutes of the beginning of the show be solo, and then have a guest that I interview for 20 minutes. And then the last half of the show will be the guest and I with callers.
Okay. Nice.
So I've got Sharon coming on. I think she's on the first. I'm so excited
I'm
about that. And
excited about
I need
that.
I need to schedule you, Robin. Are you going to come on the show?
Oh, I'm game. Yeah,
Oh, good.
absolutely. If you want me.
Good. Yes, I do. It's so funny. I told my doctor who's into astrology about the show, and she wants to be on the show.
Oh, that's so
Nice.
cool.
Oh yeah, she's so cool. But yeah, so I've got about 5 shows lined up, and then I'm going to take those shows to see if I can get more people based on what I've done, because right now I have to just kind of ask people I know, because nobody knows if it's going to be a good show or not.
It's going to be an awesome show.
It is.
It is going to be, and you're
I'm weird though,
showcasing.
right? I don't know
Yeah.
if you've got that from me yet, but
Yeah, you realize that this show is for weirdos, so this is,
I'm a crystal
you're not
chick.
allowed if you're not weird.
Okay, I'm in.
And I love that it's real people, just people doing it every day and that just love it. I mean, you'll get professionals on the show. Hell, you're starting out with a professional. Morton's an author, daggone it.
Oh, that's the thing. And you're a professional too. I think that your podcast is so pro. And I know, don't laugh. I'm
I
serious.
was going to say, Sharon, honey, you are a professional.
I keep forgetting that. This is like what I love.
And my friend Joseph is coming on now. He is a reader in the Crowhaven spiritual shop in Salem, Massachusetts.
Nice. I'm going there this summer.
Ooh, you'll have
so
to
you
visit
go
him.
see him.
I
I
will
mean,
have to go.
yeah, how cool is that? And then my friend Becca is coming on. She is a full-blown witch. She is been doing this since she was 15, and she's knows so much. So it's like, I feel like I already got pros on just because they, they're
They
not like,
know. Yeah, they
Mhm.
do it. They do it.
they know stuff. Yep, you guys are good.
We're going to have so much fun with you and so much to learn with you, and I am so excited about your show.
I'm really glad that everybody knows stuff, because I don't know anything. I have no idea.
I know, it's where I'm kind of like, okay, I'm coming on, but don't expect too much.
Oh no, you'll find. I'll help you find your talking points.
Oh,
Okay.
she has more than she does meditation, she does crystals, she does badass tarot. Oh my God, she's good. I love
Great.
hearing her do a tarot reading.
Yes.
Oh, you could probably like walk us through like a meditation, but make it to where it's like actually hypnotizing them to fall in love with my show.
I could do that.
Ooh.
That would be so cool.
I could do that. I'd be like, everybody breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, you love Natalie. Breathe in, you love her. Breathe out.
I'm hypnotized. No.
It's already
I
done.
love you,
Done.
Natalie. I do. With or without sprinkles, you are just going to take the world by storm. You have been doing it. I am so grateful that I have you in my life and that I know you.
Yeah, definitely.
The feeling is absolutely mutual. You are a blessing, and I don't mean that in a mean way.
Bless your heart.
I don't mean the Christianology curse. Bless you.
A Southern woman.
All right, then. Let's wrap this up, right? So one more time, give us the name of your show and where they can find you, and if you want to plug your Facebook page.
Okay, awesome. So the new tarot show is called Tarot Mood, and it's on tfrlive.com. My website is Tarot Mood. The Facebook group is Tarot Mood. The Facebook page is Tarot Mood. The Instagram is Tarot Mood.
See a
One
pattern,
thing-
Natalie.
Yeah, one thing that I forgot to mention is I have a children's book, and it is available on my website, Tarot Mood, and it's called The Shiny Bee, and it's a children's book for weirdos. If you're a weirdo, if your kids are weirdos, or they have a good chance of growing up to be weirdos, you might want to get this book just to help them feel a little better and understand their place, which is wherever they are.
Perfect. I definitely that's one of the books that's on my list. That's going to
Oh.
be ordered. Oh hell yeah.
Well, I'll sign it extra fancy for you.
Ooh.
In blood, in the light
No,
of the
no,
moon.
I don't want to. No blood, thank you. You can like lick it, sign it in
Fine.
saliva, but I don't want your blood.
I'm gonna stamp it with my boobs.
There
you
we
go.
go. Then I'll know it's from you.
Special edition. I think it's gonna be worth money someday.
Oh my God. You go on eBay and you find the special boob edition of the Shiny Bee for $800,000. It
Oh,
could
that's
happen.
funny.
Um,
I'd have I'd have to sign like 3 books at once. My boobs are so big though.
oh,
Oh, nice. Now, really, what he
Nice.
wears.
so everybody be sure to check out Natalie's Tarot Mood. You can find it on Facebook, iHeartRadio, Instagram, just about everywhere. She is amazing. Follow her. Let her know you're there. And thank you, Natalie and Robin, for being here with me. Thank you,
Thank you
Natalie.
so much.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Thank
always.
you, Robin.
You're welcome.
And I'll be listening to you tomorrow.
Yay!
Yay.
I've got a picture of a bunch of cats looking at me to look at in case I get nervous.
Because we all need judgment.
Right. I just want to look at all their adoring faces looking at me, wanting food. I'm giving them what they, the attention they want with my, and no, they're fake, but it's helping.
Those are not my cat. My cat's looking at me right now, totally judging me. That's all she does, ever.
Oh,
Judge.
cute.
Yeah.
What- if the cats turn out to look like they're being judgmental, just think of me and Robin and all the people who love you who are sitting there
I know.
listening to you.
What if their faces morph on me?
Into cats.
No, I will. Thank you. And don't worry, I won't imagine you naked. That's your own personal.
Damn it, man. I was hoping you would.
Mm.
But no.
Not on the show.
Okay. We don't want y'all excited. No.
Yeah.
All right. I love you guys. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow, Natalie. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. See you next time.